Hey all you new agents, Buyer Consultation 101. I made a video today to show you how easy it is to work with a buyer. Check it out. Oh, Thomas, nice to see you.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Pretty good. How about you?
Pretty good. So, you're here to be their real estate agent. The most important thing is building trust. Have a little bit of small talk and find out more about them. So, how was your weekend?
I had a good weekend. Hung out with the family.
The next thing that I do is set them up on a home search. In order to do that, I need to know their location, their price point, the beds, the baths, and any other information that is kind of a deal breaker for them. So you're currently renting, right?
Yep.
Okay. And then I got your pre-approval letter. Don't forget, you need to make sure that your buyers are pre-approved so that you can make sure that they can afford the house that they're looking at. What is the price range that you're comfortable with? I know it said $400,000. What would you be comfortable with as far as a purchase price?
I guess, the 350 to 4.
Okay. And you said the down payment is 20%, right?
Yep.
Okay. Then just a couple of questions about the location. So what areas are you looking for in your home search?
I'm hoping to be in Burnsville or Apple Valley.
Okay. How about number of beds and baths?
I was hoping 3 bedroom, 2 bath.
Okay. And do you have any deal breakers? Like, this is not gonna fly?
Not that I know of yet.
No? Okay.
No.
Anything that is a want? It would be really nice to have. If it doesn't happen, it's not that big a deal, but...
A fenced-in backyard.
Okay.
Big backyard. Decent-sized garage.
Okay. All right, awesome. So what we're going to do is put together a home search, and we'll set that up. And what will happen is that will come to you every morning at about 6 a.m.
Okay.
If you want, we can set up for ASAP. It kind of sounds like that's what we should do since you're wanting to move in a short period of time. So as soon as something comes on the market, you will get an email notification of that. And there is a pretty cool platform that we use, and you can either say that you like it with a heart, that it's a baby with a light bulb, or a garbage can, which is a hard pass.
Okay.
Right? Then what I want you to do is there's going to be a 7-digit MLS number. I want you to give me that 7-digit MLS in a text, and then I can find it, and we can set up a showing. The thing with the market right now is we're going to want to see things as soon as possible because the inventory is so tight. So what does that look like for you as far as when you're available for showings?
I guess after 5
Okay.
on weekdays, and weekends I'm pretty open.
Okay. So what we'll do is we'll set that up now, and then by the time we're finished with everything, it will actually come into your email, and we can kind of look those over and go through them and see if you have any questions on anything. Do you have any questions so far?
Not so far.
Okay, perfect. The next thing we're going to do is sign the paperwork. We have agency, 2 disclosures, and the buyer agreement. All right, so let's go through some of this paperwork.
Okay.
This is actually our agency disclosure, and this is a 2-page document. And basically what it's going to talk about is how I represent you as the buyer's agent right here. And these are the items that I owe to you. So loyalty, obedience, disclosure, confidentiality, reasonable care, and accounting. So if you can sign here, all of these documents you'll get to take home. I'll make a copy for you so you can go over.
Okay, makes sense.
All right, so if you're okay signing this, it's going to be right here at the top. All right, this next one is our affiliated business arrangement disclosure statement. So we do business with a couple different companies, Minnesota Title, New American Funding, and Keller Mortgage. And you are not required to use any of these businesses. We just want to disclose that we are in an affiliated business arrangement with them. And here are some of the fees that would be associated if you worked with them.
Okay.
And then we just need you to sign down there that you have received this. All right, this next one, this one's a little bit longer. So this is our Keller Williams Preferred Realty Brokerage disclosure. And each of these things has come up in the past as an important point that we need to talk about. So the first one is seller disclosure statement. So this is something that you will look at when you are purchasing a home, and it's filled out to the best of the seller's knowledge. So if they don't know about it, they don't write anything down about it, right? This next one is home inspections and home warranties. So I tell all of my clients to get a home inspection, and there's times when they're like, oh, the market, maybe we should just skip it. That's always up to them. However, I don't suggest to do that.
Okay.
The other thing is a home warranty. So when it comes time to in negotiations, if we find through the inspection that the home is needing work done on it, or maybe the furnace is 50 years old or something like that, then we can always negotiate to add in a home warranty so that it's covered for, anything that happens is covered for like maybe a year or two.
Okay.
This next one, multiple offers. So kind of a crazy thing. Sellers don't have to divulge if they have multiple offers. Usually they do. So we just need you to initial here that you understand that sometimes the seller may not tell you. And what that means is if we were going to put in an offer and we end up finding out later that there was multiple offers, that's just their choice, which usually they tell us.
Okay.
And then this one here is a community associations. We're not looking at townhomes. If we were, that would come up. The next part is let's see, it's on here. It is tax deferred exchanges, and that doesn't apply to us right now. Areas of expertise. So I like to tell everybody that I'm highly trained in the field of real estate and marketing, not so much in construction, zoning, taxes, appraisals, all those things. So what I will do is I will be the resource for you and point you to the source. So if you ever have any questions that are above real estate and marketing, then I will get you to those people. Next thing is carbon monoxide detectors. So by law, they need to be in homes. If we find in an inspection that they aren't, we can make sure that they are, but before we close. Capital gains and tax deferred exchanges, that doesn't apply for us. But if it did, there's opportunity to do those programs. Closing and moving date. So I like to tell people it's like a baby due date. It's on or about. It's not for sure. So don't go out and hire a moving company and pay cash and have it be non-refundable for a certain day, because you may have just lost your money, right?
Okay.
And then the last one is the final walkthrough and or waiver. So a final walkthrough is something that you do the day before or the day of closing. It's going to be maybe 15 minutes. You're just going to go through and make sure that everything looks like it should when you were there the last time. And you see here waiver. Sometimes people do waive that. I do not suggest that, because if there's anything that comes up, you just purchase that home, right?
Okay.
So, and then if you can sign there. Okay. This is our buyer representation contract. So this has you and me with Keller Williams Preferred Realty, and the dates we typically do 6 months out.
Okay.
So it's from today to 6 months out. And then it talks here about my obligations and your obligations. So my obligations are to get you a home in the quickest amount of time, least amount of money, and the most amount of fun, right?
Okay.
And then your obligation is if there's anything out there that you see, no matter if it's a for sale by owner or it's your neighbor who's like, hey, I think I might sell my house, right? Bring that information to me, and then I will help you with that process.
Okay.
Right here, it talks about a retainer fee. We are not like attorneys. We don't have a retainer fee, so that's 0. And then here, the broker compensation, buyer broker compensation is 2.7. And then we have a $5.99 broker admin commission. The thing with the 2.7 is the way that this, when you first look at this, it may seem like it's saying that you owe the 2.7. The 2.7 is always collected from the listing side.
Okay.
So the seller is always going to pay both sides of the commission. So we will know in the MLS, like when I pull up the MLS, I'll see what they're paying. Now, if they come back and it says they're paying 1 or 2%, then that's where you'll be responsible for the difference.
Okay.
So I will know that in advance. So if I find it, one time I saw one for $1, right? Which then I let you know. And if you are okay paying that extra amount, then we can go look at the house. If you're not comfortable with that, we'll skip it.
Okay.
And let's see, we have here, this is the kind of property. So I typically check all of these just in case, like if we were looking at residential and then you were like, hey, I changed my mind and I would like to purchase a lot and build on it, then this contract is still good for that as well. And then down here we have our closing services. So this is the title company. When you hear title, what that means is they're the ones that make sure that the house is free and clear of any liens. And then they're going to provide you with title insurance if you want to do that, and they also will be doing the closing. So when you're sitting at the closing, the title person is the one who goes over all the documents and files all the paperwork. So the question is, do you know anybody who you would want to choose as your closer?
I don't.
Okay, most people don't. So we're right here, we're just going to check that it's that first box, and then if you can initial right there. Okay, and let's see, this foreign investment. So basically this is important if the person who is selling their home is a foreign person. And what happens is if they are, they need to pay 30% tax to the government. And you're like, well, how does that affect me, right? Well, it does affect you because that can be passed on to you if it's not cleared up before they close. So we just want to make sure that we have that cleared up. And again, title helps with that as well. Let's see, we have agency representation. So we talked a little bit about agency already. What this talks about is the fact that we as Keller Williams Preferred Realty could have another agent in the office who is also has a house for sale, and we go look at it. So then that would be dual agency because both agents are from this brokerage. The other way we could have dual agency is I show you a home that is a listing that I have. And obviously you would know that in advance, right? And so that this is saying that you're okay with that. If you weren't, you wouldn't be able to see any homes that I've listed or anybody in the office.
Okay.
And so typically, you know, if there's something that you have a concern about, like if it's my listing, we can always have somebody else write the offer as well.
Okay.
So we just needed to check this if you're okay with that, and then sign there. Okay, and most of this, I mean, I'll give you a copy of this so you can read through it. The one thing I do talk about here is electronic signatures. So we are signing everything on paper here today, and in the future everything will be digital and super simple. So.
Okay.
And then if you can just sign right here and then get you to fill that information out, we'll be good to go on that one. Okay, and then this last one is wire fraud. Unfortunately, we've had some problems with that, so now we have a document that everybody signs. So when it comes to closing on your transaction, don't ever answer anybody who says, oh, we have wiring information. We need you to send this info here or there. You'll never be asked for any of that. So if you can just sign down there that we gave you that. Perfect. So what I'll do is I'll make a copy of all of this so that you have it for your records. And now what we can do is pull up that search and start looking at some of the homes that popped up. Okay, cool. All right, guys, that is a wrap. So now I would like you to go out and practice some of these buyer consultations, because with that practice, you're going to be able to become more secure in what you're saying, and also you might get business from it.